maybe it'll be better this time.
Or maybe it'll still be awkward. This is how, like, Elizabeth, with awkward conversation state.
Seriously. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have Krista here with us, Krista Deacon, and she is the broker of the largest independent brokerage in Idaho.
Yes.
And the largest brokerage, independent or not.
In Idaho. Yes.
In Idaho. Yes. And you, Silvercreek Realty Group is also one of the largest brokerages in the country.
Yes. One of the top 50
That's amazing.
nationwide.
I did not know that. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. And that's based on agent count, though, not volume.
Okay.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
that's how NAR figures out that list is by agent count on a certain
People.
certain year.
And you're like
So
2,300, 2,400?
We are 2,300 right now. We lost a few because, they didn't want to pay their annual realtor dues.
Oh,
It happens.
So we've lost a few over the last month.
they might come back.
They might come back. They usually do.
I mean,
Yeah, we got 2,300 and serve Idaho, Washington, and Montana.
Silver Creek just here, branded for.
It's a family-owned, independent
How did it get its name?
brokerage. I do. The owners, the Dowden family, so there's Roger, Joyce, and Aaron. Roger fly fishes, and he would always fly fish and take the kids to Silver Creek
Okay.
up in
Trout?
Ketchum area.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Heard of Silver Creek Plunge. I don't know if that's related to
No,
that.
it's not.
No,
No,
it's not.
so they would go in the creek. So yeah, that's how it got its name.
fly fishing.
Yeah, fly fishing.
Cool.
Yeah, and he still fly fishes. So
Perfect.
still a cool thing.
Do you?
I do not.
Have you tried?
I like to eat the fish.
It's fair.
I don't like to catch them.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much work.
Like eat the ones that people catch or eat at restaurants. Like when you say eat the fish, you're
Both. I just don't want to hunt for my food.
Mhm.
No, I don't like to. Unless I'm at the grocery store, I don't like
You
that.
go to a store you're not used to and you're really trying to find what you need. That's when you're hunting for your food.
Yeah.
So I guess I do that sometimes. So that's why I stick with the grocery stores I'm familiar with because I know where
Where the
I know
food
where the
is.
food is. I know.
20.
I know my son calls me now from Bozeman and he's like, I need to find this spice or this ingredient for a dish. And I don't know his grocery store. So I'm like, okay, try this aisle, try this aisle, look for where these things are.
Or ask somebody.
I do get there, but he's on the phone with me and he is talking to
I
me.
see.
So I'm like, do I tell him to hang up and go ask a stranger or do
You should just go next time you need something, walk in, ask for some help, and then ask them if they'll just walk with them the rest of the time that he's shopping and see what they say.
but then he doesn't call me. Like a mom.
You want to hear from your kids.
So if he's walking through and asking me where black pepper is, I might keep him on the phone longer telling him it's over by the fish. Oh, wait, I mean by the cantaloupe.
Oh, wait, no, the specs.
Black pepper.
Ordered by height.
Well, yes. Yeah, that is funny. And have you seen that little meme on social media now about black pepper? And that's like, what's the difference between the two cans? And I think it's volume. Like they're selling the same product for like slightly different size.
Mhm.
Oh.
Mhm. This is like a brain teaser.
I don't know. I don't really understand it. I just see it and I kind of look at it and I give up. It's too much work.
Pepper mean?
It is. It's like a meme. Are you going to look it up now? Okay. Well, we have to talk to Krista more.
Okay, I'll do this.
Do you want
this
to tell
is-
us
Was it
about how
Black Pepper or Krista?
Krista, we like Krista.
Clearly Black Pepper is
Right now.
Oh, at the
I
moment.
mean, she is a very busy lady. We can't waste her time with black pepper memes.
There's two.
No, I'm not
there's
sure about
two
this.
steps. I'll have to let you.
When I find it, I will screenshot it and send it to both of you.
Okay.
I would like to see.
I don't know if I'll be able to screenshot it and send it to the viewers.
Melinda can do that.
Maybe I can send it to Melinda. If it's in time, she might be able to throw it in.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. So how'd you get started in real estate or being a
real
broker?
estate?
I mean, that's a big deal to be a
It is a
broker.
great deal. And I did not aspire to be a broker. It just, the opportunity presented itself and it was hard to say no to. So let's go back in time though.
Okay.
So I started out in the mortgage business when I graduated in college and did that for a while. And then, the whole, I don't know, mortgage implosion
And
thing happened in '08. So that was the end of my mortgage career. And I decided to get real estate license when I moved to Idaho. And I'm like, oh, mortgage, real estate, it's all housing related, right? It can be too right?
Numbers and house.
Numbers and houses, right? So I got my license in 2006 and jumped right in, got my broker's license because I like to learn. And then I hit the pavement for a little while as I was raising my babies. But I wasn't like a super top producer or high sales anything. I'm a soft salesperson, so it was kind of hard to find the business, quite honestly. So then I spent some of that time negotiating short sales because that's the market we were in.
Yeah.
And I had the mortgage experience. I could kind of talk the talk with the lenders and the negotiating. So I did that for probably 3 or 4 years, and then that died down. And started doing compliance work for Silvercreek, just kind of nights and weekends because they needed some help as they were starting to grow.
And compliance for people that don't know what that means.
That would be reviewing all the files, all the offers, all the transaction documents, making sure the I's are dotted and T's are crossed and boxes are checked and
So it's after
addendums are where.
is this after they closed or during the process of still being under?
Oh, this is when they're under contract. So the agents are supposed to submit their transaction documents to their brokerage
Within 24
within
hours.
24
Okay.
hours of signatures hitting the paper. So definitely beforehand, so we can catch any errors or mistakes or corrections or whatever before it closes.
Krista's famous for catching spelling errors, grammatical errors. Like on our board, she's kind of known for catching all of
Flipping and had an eye for that. So anyway, so I did that for a while and then ended up helping out the broker at the time at Silvercreek as her assistant because they were growing and the phone wouldn't stop ringing. She's only one person. So helped her out. And then she moved on and opened up her own brokerage. And that's the opportunity that just kind of fell in my lap with, okay, Krista, you're up. I said, what? No, because I didn't aspire to be a broker of a company at all. I just kind of liked to work in the background, doing all the details, the reviews, the helping, not doing, all of it. And anyway, that was 10 years ago.
Okay.
So here I am.
Oh, wow. It's only
Yeah.
10 years. I
10
didn't know
years.
it's been longer.
10 and a half. It'll be 11 in July. So yeah, pretty cool.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm. And I never thought I would be a designated broker of a small, medium, large, anything really.
And what does a designated broker actually do?
So they are kind of in charge of all of the licensees underneath them, making sure that the contracts or terms are met and clients are being served and agents are behaving themselves and
And you're the one we call when we have a problem.
we have a problem. Yeah. Making phone calls. Yeah. Try to just
So she
problem
knows
solver.
Yeah.
Dirt.
Well, that's why I was joking with when she walked in and when we have a conversation, when
When
she
you
has to
talk-
call us, that means that we've had a problem escalate a little bit.
Yes, most likely. Yes.
Oh, so you don't really ever talk to her when it's fun.
I mean, we make it fun.
We do
Right.
make it fun, but
Yeah.
usually it's when there's a
That's when-
problem.
I usually see her when it's fun. So
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we do.
I don't see her when
Social
it's
hours.
We'll work on that, but that's typically what happens.
I don't want to call her when I'm having a bad day. I want to call her for fun. Maybe you want to, that's what you meant.
I oftentimes though do get when I make the call and they're like, oh, what did I do? Or what's wrong? I'm like, I'm just calling to say hi.
I had a broker, she would call in to say hi. And I was like, why are you calling? What happened?
Hmm.
What? It's like they're getting something from the real estate commission in the mail. I mean, even as a commissioner, I see the real estate commission is in the mail. I'm like, oh dear, what did I do? Who turned me in? Like, I don't even have anything that I'm.
Why do we go there? Why do
We do. I mean,
you go to the bad stuff?
It's like when you call up to leave a review for someone and say, can I speak with your manager? And then they're like, oh, well, what did you do this time? It's like, no, I wanted to lay on some good.
Yeah.
That happened with my daughter. I told her teacher the first day of school, like what to expect from her. And he called me the first day and he goes, you know, all the things you told me about Maggie, you're right about. I was like, what'd she do? But it was that she liked being in charge of helping.
Mm.
So it was actually a good thing. Yeah, because she was helpful that day, which surprised me also.
Mhm. But I guess usually when we hear from brokers, we're trying to help you figure something out that happened between the parties on the different sides. I think it's usually
Because you're the
It's-
neutral third party in the middle.
yeah. Usually when we mess up, you don't even find about it because it's already resolved before it escalates too far.
I like that.
But I would say a lot of the items are earnest money disputes.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna say
probably the
that's-
number one thing we hear from brokers.
Yeah, that's usually when I
What are we
call
gonna do
my
with that?
Yeah, because you hold the earnest money.
We hold it as a neutral third party, not a party to the contract. So if we're holding the money, it's just a place to put it. So the responsible broker is technically the one that should be holding that, right? But we hold it for them because not everybody has a trust account or how that works. So if there's a dispute on a terminated contract, who gets it? Technically with us, if we're instructed from the designated broker to release the earnest money, we have to trust that that broker is going to do the responsible thing and take care of it. And we don't need all parties, at least from my experience, we don't need all parties' authorization to be able to do that.
Depends on the title company.
True.
Most title companies are open to releasing to the responsible broker
Yeah.
these days. It
Oh, that's
wasn't.
good.
It wasn't like that probably 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, we had one, it was
Afraid to.
probably 6 or 7 years ago that it was in dispute and actually went to small claims and you guys be on video with the judge and everything.
Oh.
Just saying who I was and how they're going to resolve it. That was a preliminary, and then they had a follow up. And the party that was, I don't remember, plaintiff or probably the plaintiff was didn't even show up to that meeting. So Judge Jennifer and the other individuals.
Yeah.
We prefer, if they can't resolve it, to just say split it.
Mhm.
Right? That's the easy way to do it. But not everybody always.
Not everybody
Not
Not
agrees to
everybody
that.
agrees to it. No,
No.
there's crazy stories about earnest money, I'm sure.
So the small claims is definitely an option if the responsible broker isn't willing to, at
Take
their
it.
discretion, make a
Yeah.
decision on it. And sometimes it's hard. Those decisions are hard because you have to listen to both sides and kind of remain neutral. And
Not
Yeah.
every broker is comfortable with it.
no,
I've met some that are like, I won't ever do it.
Mhm.
Where I've met others that are like, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it if I can 100% back my decision and I feel super confident. And again, it depends on too the amount of the earnest money. If we're talking about like a, $50,000 earnest money that I decide where it's going to go, if the other party doesn't like it, they can sue me.
Mhm.
So I'm okay with $1,000. 50,000, I don't want to be okay with that. So it kind of depends on
The amount.
the amount and the facts and the people and personalities too. Like if we've got, buyer and seller that are both like drawing a line in the sand and very, aggressive or firm or bully-like, even just things like that, just those personalities sometimes. I'm like,
And the agent
can see
doesn't
this
always
go
help
back.
things either. Is that right?
yeah, because the agent wants their party to
When?
their side to win, but as a responsible broker, you can't take sides. You need to look at the facts, the four corners of the contract, and try to make a decision.
Yeah.
So it depends.
Speaking of earnest money, I know you do the forms, right? You're part of the forms committee. Can I ask a question about that section? So right now, and I believe they'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. There's a box that says wire or electronic transfer. Since so many title companies have gone to the electronic transfer version, whether it's through a portal or taking a picture of a check, would those ever be separate? So that way, because right now there are two separate ways to do it. And as for us taking instruction, seeing if the wire is checked, easy, we send out wire instructions. If the electronic transfer is checked, easy, we could work on a portal or taking, mobile deposit kind of thing. So I'm just wondering, if anybody's ever brought that up to you.
We talk about that every year on the forms committee and kind of how to make that easier. And I think it actually used to be separate at once and we put it together because I think in our discussions, it's an electronic means, whether it's wire but I see your point for sure. Yeah, we can bring that up next go around.
And then the personal check thing is always a tough thing
Oh,
too,
it
because
is.
we can take it, we have to hold it. Like we were able to just release one that was 2 weeks after termination because it terminated the day after that it was deposited.
But you have to
Personal
wait
check.
for it to clear.
And we couldn't confirm with the bank because they just would not tell us that information. Yeah. So it's tough. So if they're needing that money or writing an offer somewhere else, are those funds going to be available?
So do you take cash? Because cash is an option
We don't.
on it. And when I was teaching yesterday, they were like talking about the cash. And I go, you need to check with the title company before you just tell them to take
Okay,
cash.
cash is an option.
It is.
As far as I know.
Well, other.
On,
Does
no,
it say?
cash is on there.
Wow.
And then someone goes, what about crypto? And I was like, again,
It's
check with the title company.
It's
They
like trading
may-
stock at that point because crypto does not have a value once the recipient. I'm listen to me talk about. I don't know what crypto.
Oh, are you
really
like
what it
super
is.
crypto now?
You sound like you're an expert.
He does.
I know
I
more-
think we're going to give you a little
I know more about
badge.
CrossFit and traders than I do crypto. But you know, if
That's
you,
another conversation. Why you would put those
Totally.
two together?
because if somebody,
CrossFit and Traeger.
because usually, how do you know if somebody does CrossFit? They're going to tell you. How do you know if somebody has a trader? They're going to tell you. And how do you know if somebody does crypto? They're going to tell you about it. Anyway, from what I understand, like if the earnest money is $1,000, right, and that money comes across through crypto, well, now it's in our account. 3 days later, that could be worth $1, right? So, I mean, that's one reason I imagine why we don't accept it as certified funds because they're not really.
I did learn it's easy to transfer crypto into cash. So it's easier for them to do,
Okay.
which then they could do a cashier's check or a wire
Yeah,
transfer.
so a lot of people don't want to put that money in the bank. It's like when the whole discussion came out when states were legalizing marijuana sales, and a lot of people just did it with cash. Well, I want to buy a house. I have $800,000 in cash. Okay, but how are you going to purchase that?
Because you can't bring a suitcase in.
A briefcase, not a suitcase.
Well, if it's $800,000.
I would think
Probably
you just
need a
like a
suitcase.
trunk.
For that depends on the denomination. I think in hundreds we could look.
I
at
would do it in the ones.
ones. It'd be more
Yeah,
fun.
more fun.
Well, Darren Jaskowiak had somebody bring earnest money in and orders or
Oh,
A friend that used to be back in high school would coin the sock. That's not.
with like a whack it on the side of your head. Like, oh,
Probably happened before, but
my
did you
grandma.
actually like count it? You
They
didn't
had-
trust
Oh,
him. You
you
trust him?
he's from Hawaii. I have to trust him.
Oh.
What? I didn't know that was a thing. I was
Just
thinking
that's-
Canada was a thing because they're so nice, but I don't know
You get like a collect on it years now.
because he says aloha, so you felt comfortable.
I think so.
Okay.
He's a nice guy. Moved here in 6th grade. School. Awkward. Where are you now?
All right. So
Why did you agree to do this if you like this?
It sounded kind of fun, but then I was like, I've never done a podcast, and what do I say? And who do I, what questions you're going to ask me? But I'm an open book, so
I didn't send them to her till last night. So
That's 7 times 7.
40
So you know that. That's
of course she does.
that's
She said
so-
detail. Yeah, because of the thing they said last
Do you know
night.
what movie that is?
No.
Do you know what movie that was?
Oh.
Clueless? You ever seen Clueless?
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because I don't remember I'm a detail person, but I don't remember like details in movies like some people do. Or I mean,
Mine's
people can
visual
just like,
and audio, whereas a lot of details that people have are
they can
what's
like
written down.
state, yeah, they can just repeat what somebody else said.
I have a friend
Sounds a
who
little
will get the
familiar.
joke that it's from 3 movies ago too. So like Trading Places and Brewster's Millions
Sure.
and
Those were great movies.
the Queens. Like
Coming to
remember Coming to America?
Where they moved to Queens.
They're-
They spun the globe and.
Yeah, there were jokes. There were jokes that intertwined
One of the
Trading
ones-
Places and Queens.
So Trading Places
the-
was with Eddie Murphy, right? And then Eddie Murphy was in Coming to America. When they're at the end of the movie, the two rich guys end up homeless, right? And so in Coming to America, they're rifling, they threw some money down into the pile of garbage, and these two guys are like screaming at each other, like, we're back. Because it was two old guys. I think the movies that do that are brilliant. It's fun to see.
that cross.
A silver, but I didn't have any idea. I'm like you, and now I start paying attention when I
Yeah.
realize I should be.
So the movies? Well, anyway, it's where the girl gets hit in the head with a shoe and they take her into the kitchen and they're trying to keep her conscious because she made a confession. She says, ask her questions. He said, what's 7 times 7? She says, stuff she knows. So, because
That's where that came from. See, I just answered the question. I didn't know there was a movie reference to it.
With Alec, there's often a movie.
I
it's
get
my
that.
fault. Yeah.
I get that now. Okay, good to know.
It is good to know. So one of the questions was, what makes a full-time agent? What's the difference between a full-time agent and a part-time? Because you have a lot at Silvercreek that are just have their toe in the water, not their whole foot or their
Correct.
body.
Right. And our business model is set up to where, the part-time agents, the ones that typically are either like, stay at home with their kids and just want some extra money. So they'll do this on the side or for family, and others have other full-time jobs that they're just not ready yet to jump in all the way, because it's a lot going self-employed.
Yeah.
You need to make sure you've got some money in the bank and, kind of tie you over until you get the ball rolling. So those I would consider part-time agents because they're not in it, in a full-time capacity, like a 40-hour-a-week job kind of thing. But we also have quite a few full-time that this is their career and they take it seriously. And I think real estate is super cool because you can kind of make it what you want.
Yeah, I would agree with
If you
you.
want to just do one deal a year to take that, Caribbean vacation, or, 20 a year and put your kids through college, or, 90 a year, whatever. I mean, you can really just kind of make it what you want. And that's the cool part about Silvercreek is because we don't have a certain way agents have to conduct their business. We let them take care of that on their own as long as they abide by the law and the company policies. So it's pretty neat to see the different kinds of models out there and what motivates people and how much they want to put into it. And the ones that, are just dipping their toe in the water, they may think that it's a, super lucrative business with no work, like you don't have to do anything. But then they learn that you actually have to get up and go to work every day and put the time in and the money and make the calls and do all the things. And sometimes people think that that's just too much. They would rather not. And then they leave the business.
It's a lot.
It is a
Full-time agent is busy.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of free time. And when you do, you have to treasure it.
Yeah, definitely. And I even think being a part-time agent might be harder than a full-time agent because you're trying to do like other things. So you're not doing one job really good. You're trying to do these 4 things, whatever that looks like. And it's hard to do, so many things and give it 100%.
Yes, I have that problem. I'm trying to do what
You have a lot on your plate. Yes.
As long as they total
A lot. Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, I mostly make it work. But there are days where people are like, maybe you could try a little harder. Or maybe not do quite so much.
We do tend to spread ourselves thin sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Because
especially
you're-
it's hard to say no.
You're active outside of brokering. You do volunteer in the community. You do quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I know you do stuff for realtors. Do you do other volunteer stuff?
I do a little bit. I would like to do a lot more, but I just love the real estate industry. So I tend to gravitate towards that. But I would love to kind of branch off and find some other passions that I could.
What kind of passions?
That's a great question. I love to travel, but when I think about what that looks like, I don't want to. I can't be gone all the time,
Right?
because I have a job and family, and so I can't just go travel everywhere and write for a magazine or report back or maybe do podcasts someday for traveling or whatever. But so that's my passion. But I haven't quite figured out a way to make that a everyday thing or a frequent thing.
Other than taking a fly fishing, where would you travel if you could pick? Where would you-
I wouldn't go fly fishing.
No. I just assume from our earlier conversation.
No, I like to eat the fish. I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with the strings and the stick.
The strings and the stick. Okay.
I think
Fly
the
fishing.
waders are uncomfortable too,
Oh, yeah.
because you've got this big rubber pants in order to be in the creek.
Sure.
Anyway, it's just not my thing.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
So no fly fishing.
No fly fishing.
You've mentioned travel. Where would you
Yeah,
travel?
so I love to travel. Gosh, anywhere really. I love my toes in the sand, the beach. That's like my therapy. I just kind of recharge when I get to a tropical type of warm place. I can just I can smell the sea, the salt water, hear the waves. It just
Yeah.
makes me happy. But I also love to go do other crazy stuff. My husband and I just got back from Germany, Austria, and Italy
Okay.
a couple of months ago, and we hit it hard for almost 3 weeks. And I think we have maybe one down day.
Were you off or were you working?
Yes.
I think we had a call with
I
you For real estate.
Yes, for the association.
Yeah, but while she was on,
Mhm.
it was kind of fun.
So I'm off, but people have my cell phone and they don't know I'm gone. And so they call and I answer, so there's some things, but I try to separate, the day in, day out stuff and not do that while I want to be present. I want to go enjoy the Appies and the food and the Oktoberfest, had to go to the festival.
Yeah. It looked like a fun trip.
It was a lot of fun. Very good time.
So
So
it has
Europe,
been super
and,
fun too.
we've been to Japan. Have not been to Canada.
Really?
Which is weird. Okay, so I drove across the border, Canada, to get my passport stamped. We had lunch and then came back. That's the only amount of time I've spent in our north neighbor. So I want to go spend some more time there.
It's pretty full. There's some cool places. I'd like to see more of Canada. I've only been to a couple places.
So anyway, we just traveled a bit, done stuff. Japan was pretty cool. There's a lot of like hot springs, like in the mountain areas of Japan. It's
Oh.
beautiful. Tokyo was a little much for me.
Mhm.
That's
busy.
very big city.
Way busy.
I think Boise will ever get to the point of looking like Tokyo.
No.
So you've lived here how long? 20 years?
Moved here in 2005.
So 20 years this year?
20 years last week, actually.
Oh. So what's the biggest thing that you've seen grow that you're most surprised at? Or excited about or whatever?
Biggest thing most excited about. We got a Whole Foods. I was an advocate for Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, so I was one of the ones online, like submitting Boise for one of the recommendations, and eventually that happened.
We won't tell my husband. He works at Albertsons, so
He doesn't
yeah,
watch this.
he probably doesn't. Actually, weirdly enough. Were you talking? We went to get his hearing tested because he wasn't listening to me. And the hearing guy's like, "Why are you here?" He's like, "My wife says I don't hear her." And he's like, "Your hearing is perfect." I'm like, "Well, did you record my voice and take it in and have him use that for the test?" He was like, "No,"
Oh, that's funny.
because I think he should have used that voice. I mean, he can hear ting, 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 all the different
But not
tones,
you.
but not this tone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Very selective.
Yes.
Albertsons.
Yes.
I love the growth in Boise. I think I'm a city girl, so when I first moved here, it was a little small. It was a little small for me, but my parents lived in Twin Falls at the time when I wasn't moving to Twin Falls because that was really small.
Yeah.
And I still needed like city stuff now. Go to the play and the movies and
Vertical
know.
buildings, maybe.
yeah, vertical. That's good. And
Yeah.
anyways, I love the growth. I've always been in pro growth.
Mhm.
I know not a lot of the meetups.
When you moved here, that hole was still in downtown Boise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Now it's not a hole anymore.
You know, it's not. It's an outing now.
It's an Audi. Not an Indy.
Not an any.
Exactly. So, can you tell us about one transaction or a type of transaction that just like you wish we didn't have? Like, I don't know, like a good transaction or a bad transaction, or like the most intense one, or common things you see agents do that you wish that we wouldn't?
Oh, that's a lot.
You can pick any of those.
Okay. It's like, whoa.
Unpack whatever you need to
Okay.
because I'm
So I'm gonna go-
some of those you might not be able to tell us.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to go with the most bizarre. I know you didn't say bizarre, but that's kind of fun.
yeah.
There was a short sale transaction, and there's nothing short about short sales, right? And how we work. So took quite a while, and we got almost to the finish line. And the bank wanted to go inside the house and check on the house, which is kind of bizarre.
That is weird. They don't do that.
They don't do that.
No.
So they did, and the owner was like, "Fine, whatever." She had like reptiles wandering all over the place. A big tortoise, like, was up there. Yes, she had an alligator hanging out in a bedroom. They were just like free. There was all
Did she have water and stuff? Because those are
Yes.
animals that need some like
Yeah.
moisture.
yeah.
Is there mold?
Anyway, I don't know. I didn't get any reports.
Was this under contract or not yet?
It was under contract, and the bank had already approved the short sale.
What the virus thing?
And the buyers weren't real thrilled with it. I mean, they went through the house and they didn't see all that when they made the offer and did their inspection.
Should they hide them? Because I think animals should be like out of the house when you show
I
it.
think so too, but these were like
Oh,
weird
maybe.
animals. It wasn't like just a dog or a cat or, you know, a little bunny rabbit in a cage.
I've seen some monkeys before.
Yeah.
There was a listing
monkeys?
of monkeys.
Oh,
I have
not.
one of my regulars in classes tells a story about monkeys.
Oh,
An eagle.
this was actually an eagle. Yeah, they're not.
Like just walking around the house.
I think a monkey has its own. I think it's also on a webcam maybe somewhere. Like there's a whole thing with the monkey. Like, yeah. But I don't know about the reptiles. Like
Some people do some strange things, but that's how they live. And anyway, so that was an odd transaction because then the buyers were a little freaked out, wanting obviously all the reptiles gone.
Mm-hmm.
because they could have laid eggs.
It's, oh, yeah. I actually didn't think of that, but
What the bank end up.
wow.
Oh.
So, the bank didn't have any, I mean, they still went through the short sale. So
Well, did they ever say why they
They
wanted to see it?
No. And
Huh.
sometimes you just do what the bank asks and wants, and because you just don't want to
Yeah.
fight them for
Especially
every
short
little
sales.
thing. You just choose your battles, and that was one. I was like, fine, go in, whatever.
Short sales were crazy.
Short sales were crazy. Short sales were fun though. I thrived on it because I like, the negotiating was fun, and then I'd get the approval letter, and it was like, yes, we totally celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, 6 months
It took
later.
a long
It
time.
would take a long time.
I could see why you might like them because it was a lot of like calling the bank and and doing paperwork a lot. And I am not that girl.
Yeah.
So I was just annoyed.
Yeah, it was right up my alley.
Well,
So
that
let's see, what would I like agents to do better?
or less.
Or
Like, what's
less.
an annoying thing we do that you're like, why do you do this?
Communicating or lack thereof. Well, it kind of boils down to that. I just think it's agents these days don't pick up the phone and call the other side to work something out.
I
Always me.
every time I teach, that's the most complaint is that other agents don't call. And so I have a class of 30 people and all of them are like, other agents don't call. So I don't know what agents aren't call. And I get that too. People don't call. You'll text them and they won't be answer.
Or
Maybe,
doing their classes online, probably. Not in person.
maybe. I don't know. It's a frustration I think agents have too.
Mm-hmm.
Like just call and talk to people because it's a relationship business. We need relationships.
Yeah. So it's my
The tone's really good in a text as well.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
No, pick up the phone and talk to them because you can get so much out of their, intonations and their inflections and their pauses and their,
There's some hesitation because people can probably feel a little intimidated if they're picking up the phone to call someone that's more like a full-time doing this, really done it, names out there, versus I think if I say the wrong thing, they're going to not know what I'm trying to do.
That's
Part
a
of that too.
possibility.
But you just have a conversation with the person saying, hey, let's move forward with the deal. I'm like, great, I'll teach you through it. Because a lot of those realtors that have done it a long time are wanting to be helpful.
and you know what? Well, most of us that have been doing it a while will look, if we don't know the agent on the other end, we look them up.
Mhm.
So even if you've only done one deal, we still know because we look it up and we can see. So when you're giving an attitude, like usually the experienced agents don't give you the attitude. It's the newer ones being kind of defensive in my experience.
Nope. I think you're right with that.
Yeah. I had another question for you. And it was about that. Phone calls. Oh, I think when I met you, I met you at a broker. It was VRR did some kind of like broker forum. And I remember I was helping out with broker stuff. And I was surprised at how well the brokers got along. I think people are always surprised when they get into the real estate industry, how friendly real estate agents are and how well they are to help each other. But I don't know where I got the notion that brokers were like, I'm better than you and I'm smarter than you and my team wins more than you. Like, I guess I felt like they were more competitive, but they're really not.
No,
They're very
not.
collaborative, actually.
Yes, we are. And I think you probably got that because, we want to grow our businesses, and then that means taking agents, so that competitiveness might be kind of more on the recruiting.
Or maybe
Side of
my
things, but-
brokers have been.
Oh, maybe.
Did they watch this?
I don't know. I don't know who watches this, honestly. Every so often I'll say something about a podcast and they're like, you have a podcast?
Oh, I even did that when you mentioned it. Like, I do?
Yeah.
Or people will mention, they're like, oh, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm always glad when they watch it.
When I'm first became broker, I was like, I am going to reach out to the top 5 brokerages in the area at the brokers and take them out to lunch. Because, I had in my head, it's not a matter of like if I'm ever going to talk to them, but more like when, because things happen and we do need to work through things.
Mhm.
It's like I wanted to establish a foundation of, something comfortable and, casual and not immediately like we have a problem.
Mhm.
So I did that with 5 brokers here in town, and I've got great relationships with them now. And we may not always agree when we're trying to work through things, but I mean, it was cool. I'm glad I did that because it just kind of, we got to know each other a little bit more.
How many
So,
brokers are there in this? I mean, do you know?
You mean designated brokers? It would be to however many brokerages there are. So there's like 2,500 brokerages. Is that right?
I think there's,
Maybe it was like 1,500. I don't know. I don't have a number in my head.
It's also
But
a lot, doesn't it?
and that's statewide.
and most of them are one shop,
Yeah.
like one person shop. So like I would go out on my own
Mhm.
and not have anybody working underneath me. But that's still not that many because there's 13,000 agents.
Yeah.
And to have only 1,500,
Mhm.
there's not that many. And you have a lot of them.
I still have a ways to go.
And that's one of
Because
the
I said there's
things-
13,000 agents.
Yeah, you need to grow a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to work on
I
that.
still have some.
You're here
I would
spending
try to.
time doing this when you could be able to make.
Well, maybe this will help her with her. My own broker will be like, what were you doing helping Krista get more agents? Because one of the things I hear is, well, there's one of you and there's 2,300 of them. How can you have all of that time? And you do manage your time well, and you do have brokers that help you.
I do have 3 workers working with me. So there's 4 of us that are available for that support because I'm only one person. I can't do it all. I did that. So I've got my compliance team checking all the boxes and making sure.
And that's
documents
not one of
good.
those 4 people.
That's not one of those 4. No, we have about 8 in compliance reviewing all the documents. And I've got 4, and that includes me, and 3 others. It's me.
Are you all in the office most of the time, or are you at home, out about?
I
It's in the
am
beach.
At the beach?
on my head. Lay
There we go. The feet.
there will be my feet in the sand.
I'd like her to take me.
No.
I'd like you to go with. I'd like you to take me next time. I can be your emotional support, Sam.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Sam, toe.
Then put my toes on you.
No,
Oh,
that'd be weird.
that would be your.
That might make Brian.
No.
I don't know if it's. These are so. This one's
This
recording.
looks good though, right?
It does look
It's
official.
picking something.
Is that looking?
Well, I don't know. Melinda will yell at me and tell me that this didn't work because every so often she sends me a video. I'm supposed to watch it, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of something, and I don't watch it. And I'm sorry, Melinda.
One day we did it where it was echoing. Remember that? And voices, and we couldn't hear it at all.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
No, we could hear it when we plugged in the micro.
Yeah, but we couldn't hear it
headphones,
on the.
but she couldn't hear it when you did it. We were playing with the voices and all of the fun things. So just watching his expression as he's listening was as fun as anything.
Mhm.
It's like you guys have had a lot of fun. I've listened to probably a handful of the podcasts.
Mhm.
It's funny.
Who was your favorite?
The it's awkward one. I know this is awkward conversations, but there is one that you guys titled. It was just a lot of jibber jabber.
Was it just the two
Beginning.
of us?
It was just the 2 of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those sometimes are fun.
And I listened to Mike Gamplin's.
His was good.
This was really good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he was from Sandpoint. And, there's stuff that I learned about him. And I've known him for 20 years.
Typo. That was just a text message. Sorry. Trying to help.
Score.
So one of my goals was this when I teach classes, often agents are like, I wish I knew just a little bit more about this. And then I also think if the public watches, then they don't understand our industry very well. So what would be something you would think an agent might not understand about your job?
That I sincerely want to help the agent succeed. And I think they look at me as scary sometimes, parent or whatever. Like I don't want to get in trouble or be on a radar, or they're afraid to call me. And that's just not, well, personally, that's just not who I am. I'm very approachable, but I think agents get in their own way, like get in their own way, and they create these obstacles that are unnecessary. And it's a lot of it just because they haven't, created a relationship with people, their broker, etc. So I mean, if they feel confident and comfortable connecting with the one that's going to help them through sticky situations, then that just helps them serve their clients and customers better.
Well, and don't let the first conversation that they have with their broker be the one where the broker's calling them, right?
Right.
Make it a relationship that starts off on, I just joined. I made your numbers higher. You'll like them and they'll get to know you. And I think it just helps with future.
And I don't
communication.
think you have time to like have inane conversations with people like this awkward conversation we're having right now. You don't have time for that all the time with everybody, but you are friendly and approachable and don't mind having a minute or two of a conversation with somebody.
Yeah. I encourage my agents too, when they're like on the edge, like ready to just freak out, call me, freak out on me, get it all out of your system before you make that call to the consumer or the agent on the other side or whatever. I'm like, just get it out of your system. Vent to me, please.
Yeah.
Or somebody on my broker team before you go, cause more problems
With someone
with
else.
someone else that I'm going to get a call back later. And then we're going to be talking about this again anyway.
I always tell pre-licensed people to look for a broker, not that they like would go have a beer with, but someone that they wouldn't mind, because you're going to show up in those times where it's stressful or you're crying or you're angry, and you want someone that's going to like be good to be around then, that calm or the like not judgmental or whatever it is that they find. Because if you're intimidated by them when you are just having a conversation about what your favorite color is, then when you're like, this deal's falling apart and I have clients angry and I might get sued, is probably even more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That would be uncomfortable conversations and
Unstable
instead of awkward. Because it's important to have a good working relationship. There's several brokers. I like almost all the brokers. I like all of them, but I'm not going to share who those are.
I'm still being here, so hopefully I'm on the like list.
Yeah. She's fun. Our husbands like each other.
That helps.
Yes.
They hear each other when they talk.
Yes.
Yes.
Ironically, my husband does hear. He does hear him.
Well, and he hears me too.
He does. It's only me.
It's only
Occasionally the children.
If he watches this, he's like, why does that guy keep talking to me, not saying?
yeah.
Or your lips were moving, but what were you
Hello.
saying? Maybe I need closed captioning. Like I should just buy. Maybe that's what I should ask for Christmas, is like a little display that I can hang around my neck that like
That will work.
that just gives closed captioning. So when I'm like, you can just look here, and then it would be okay to look here.
Yeah.
Right? Where you're always like, don't look there.
Up here.
Listen
Yeah.
to what I'm saying.
Then I can say, eyes down here. Read my lips.
Read. My lips.
No new taxes. Too funny. I'm listening to a book that's talking about news from the past. So
Okay.
that's where that came
That'd be
from.
fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there
That's a Scott
any,
Kelly book.
is there anything that the escrow, here's a question I have.
Okay.
So I thought about it and then didn't want to think too much about it because I wanted to think one. So on the contract, there's two different places where essentially you pick title and escrow, right? When a counteroffer comes over and there's things in there and it counters the escrow officer to be, is that within compliance if the title portion is not addressed as well?
That's a good question.
Because usually, I mean, that's where it is. You send it to the escrow officer that's closing it, right? There's times where it comes to us and it can't do it because it's in accounting where we don't have the title, so we just farm it out.
And I think that that's why there is that difference in title company, because not all escrow companies provide the title.
You usually would know. So if they send over
Yeah.
a contract with title commitment to be produced by XYZ, escrow officer at XYZ closed the deal. Now, if they counter the escrow, but
They
don't
do.
mention the title, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's just like escrow.
I always wish they were together
This
on the
person.
contract. I actually asked that one time. Like, but can you put those together? Because not for that reason, just because it seemed silly that they were separate. But then I have known that there are companies that do the escrow piece, but not the title piece,
Or escrow.
or vice versa.
Title to be determined by said escrow contact unless otherwise disclosed here. Because some people like to have their own title versus, and they're like, well, because you can separate the two. Sometimes there's title company, escrows that won't allow their title to do it, or they can't do it, or they just have already done it here.
And I don't think many agents get all that behind the scenes.
They should
when
know
they're
one of my introductory courses on what escrow really is and what the difference between the two would be.
That's a great idea. Good plug.
Yeah.
Look at that. Nice.
Of course. But anyway, that's just a question that I was just thinking out. It's
Yeah.
because there's two separate portions.
That's true. We
The counter
don't
offers
ever
are
counter.
always above. Who else?
We do just counter whatever. And sometimes
Escrow.
usually it's escrow, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's the title.
But from our perspective, if it gets changed over to another company, we just assume that they'll leave the title too.
And I think
It's not
that's
a big
with
deal.
agents. And I think it all kind of works itself out in the end. But, we do have other terms and conditions. So if there are those agents that do go to your class and get that there's a difference and want to counter one, and, they could write it in there.
Be as specific as they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is there anything that the escrow world should know from your perspective on what maybe we should do different? And I know everybody works different.
Yeah, they do.
Right? But generally speaking.
I think it would be awesome to remind agents when you initiate or send out the preliminary title report to maybe put a little something in there too that, make sure you're sharing this with your clients.
Sure.
Because the contract says, buyer's going to furnish, seller's going to furnish. So if the buyer is between the buyer and the seller, and the buyer has to review, then they can object. But if they never get the preliminary title report, because you guys don't send it to the buyers, so you don't have the contact information.
Even if we do, most of the realtors would like to review it, to take a look at it.
Before the buyers get it.
Because, if there's a handful of liens on there, let's coordinate this before we scare the client. Or, if it's a seller and it's a common name and then the buyer gets to like, oh, we can't buy this now. There's $800,000 worth of federal tax liens against this person. It's not.
It's an education piece that I try to remind all my agents. Don't forget to send that to the parties that need to see it. Even though it's confusing to them, help them through it and tell them to call a title officer if they've got a question, whatever. But I think quite often, I don't think the buyer actually sees the preliminary title.
Well, they sign our escrow instructions this state.
Well, yeah, they do. So, I mean,
Like, oh, I'll sign
Yeah.
They'll sign anything though. I always,
will sign.
buyers are like toddlers that are like,
Yeah.
if you clean your room, you have a candy.
You sign
They
this
go shove
document.
everything in the closet and they're like, I cleaned my room. Or they lay down and take a nap for 3 seconds. If you take a nap, you can have a piece of candy.
Yeah.
Gee, I'm so rested.
Yeah, 3 seconds.
So that would be helpful in the escrow world, but that's just more of a procedural thing, not,
Yeah.
not any major changes.
There's a lot of
But you guys
conditions in
are-
the area, right?
You guys are awesome. You take a lot of heat. You take a lot of, because you're neutral. So you're hearing stuff from all these places and you gotta,
I'm going to take your approach. Come yell at me first if you're going to yell at somebody else, so you kind of get out.
Yeah.
Take it.
yeah, I don't carry that. I'm just like, well, yeah. I sleep just fine at night.
Yeah.
I don't carry all that
On
on
a
me.
mattress,
Yeah.
on a mattress firm.
Yeah, I get worried about weird things. I don't get worried about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It'll work itself out. I think it's better to sleep on things if you get something that's stressful. Like hang up the phone and be busy.
Right.
And sleep on it. Because
Plus, if it's not that big of a deal tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I had a guy when I was in high school. He was like, if it's something that won't bother you in 2 weeks, you should let it go.
Mhm.
So everything you should like run that filter through it.
Hmm.
And now if this is something that in 2 weeks I'm going to care about, or 2 months or a year. And if the answer is no, then drop it.
Yeah. We learned
That's very freeing.
we learned in coaching, like I coached hockey for a while, and it was if tomorrow at the same time you still have it as a complaint or a concern, then you can bring it up, but don't do it in the heat of the moment because it's not it's not going to make you look very good, and two, is really something that needs to be resolved.
There's at Eagle High School, I think that's a rule with parents. You can't talk
Oh,
to the
probably
coach
is.
for 24 hours. After
Oh,
the game.
really? Actually,
Yes, because they don't want the coaches abused because parents are like, you didn't bring the kid.
The real rule is parents should not be able to talk to the coaches
Yeah.
unless they're calling to give that positive feedback.
Oh,
Well, I get yelled at by my daughter because I don't read all of the emails that the cheerleading people send.
that's
Because sometimes it's like they liked the post. Like, I don't need 400 messages that everyone on the team thought
Mhm.
this was cute.
Mm-hmm.
I was a team manager for my son's competitive soccer. Probably 5 years. And it's a thankless job. Sure. It's hard because you do get, a lot of that. Well, how come you haven't sent out this yet or that yet? It's like, 'cause I don't know about it yet, The information trickles down and until I get it, I can't send it to you, but they may have gotten it from, another manager because their daughter or whatever was on the team. And anyway, it was just like, I can only give you information I have. Anyway, thankless.
It is
But I'm
thankless.
glad to be done with that.
I did
Part of my life.
I did team mom for a while until one of the coaches was like, I want control over what you're doing. And I was like, then I'm not your mom. Because I am a volunteer and I have a system. I had it all like you probably did
I did
too.
too.
Like, this is what we do. This is how we do it. This is how I communicate. We're not doing it another way because people want me to do it. And he was like, I want you to do it this way. Then we're done.
Yeah. I quit.
Someone else can do it. And I didn't feel guilty the rest of my time because I had done it for 5 years.
Mhm.
So in high school, they're like, you need to be on the board. No, I'm done. Peace out. Well done. Maybe we should have a studio audience.
Yeah.
A laugh track.
Yeah. We could have audience questions. Would probably get better, than ours.
Mhm.
So far, we haven't really asked that scarier in depth of questions.
So, Alec, I have a question for you. What is an escrow emergency in your world? Like what?
So my phone has been in my pocket since we started this, and every time it buzzes, I think that's potentially an
Okay.
emergency,
And
right?
like what? Like explain what an
No, I mean,
emergency
as far as like it gets to this point and now we're panicking because we don't have whatever it is. Earlier it was a wire is going to be sent, have to contact the financial institution. It's not just a bank where it's coming from. That financial institution's individual is doing stuff all day. So they have an assistant who thinks they know the process, which means they get the process started. A document has to be signed in order to approve that wire transfer. Well, the individual signing the document is unavailable to sign that document at this time. So then you start to create the panic of when is that wire going to be initiated with the signature of that document? And is it going to be before wire cutoff time so we can still fund the report today, which means the proceeds and the payouts can be completed today.
do you
So
like
is
your
that an
job?
emergency? I mean, it's just,
It's just
right?
escrow.
I mean,
it's just the
the two things you
day-to-day.
hear is nobody's ever died in escrow and there's no crying in escrow, right? Those are the two things that you joke about.
But if you don't
Mhm.
post today, then it means that there's someone that might have to sleep in a hotel.
It's true,
right?
but it's true. But a year from now, are they going to have, is this going to be like an impactful event to where that's really going to sit with them for that long? And then I understand then you have realtors that are on both sides, right? Because they want to take care of their people. So if they feel that their client is put into a situation that's uncomfortable or whatever that is, or the responsibility, who does that lie with, right? Is it the realtor that's representing them? Is then their blame to the realtor on the other side because the buyer did not perform? But for me, it's like I just sit here, I wait. If the money comes in, we record. If it doesn't come in, I have a conversation. We didn't get the money, and we push it to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now we have control over the prorations because technically it's the buyer's fault. So if it pushes 1 day, is it the seller's responsibility to pay an extra day's worth of,
It's another day
HOA
in the
proration,
life of escrow.
right?
Huh?
But
Yeah.
to me, it's exciting because not only do I have the educational piece behind it, where I can kind of say, this is what you should do in order to make sure that everything's ready to go.
Mhm.
Because if we don't do what we do on our side, then it doesn't matter. But if we take care of what we need to take care of and then educate them on that side and then finding the pieces to put it together, pay. Yeah. As far as an emergency goes, usually when you find that you did not order a payoff statement and it's closing tomorrow, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun to try to figure out, can we get it, right? And who can we trust? Because you're supposed to receive the payoff statement directly from the payoff lender.
Mhm.
But if the buyer can get it 4 days faster, or the seller can get it 4 days faster than we can, is there a way for us to assume the risk of the actual payoff statement? You know, you have to think outside the box.
No, it's a different, I mean, a different side from
Mhm.
what we do, but still, it's a lot of all these little pieces of a puzzle that you try to put together.
But it's communication, right? Because
Sure.
somebody didn't communicate that they needed to do something
Well,
immediately, and
Right.
time is of the essence is on our contracts.
Yeah.
That's definitely time is of the essence sort of a behavior.
But then again, you start to look at, if it's going to delay a day and be out of contract, then how you educate your people to say, well, then no, we're going to put it back on the market. Or it's 1 day. You don't have to make any more loan payments. Let's not put it back on the market. How many sellers are pulling their homes off the market? So anyway, it's just like the conversation that you have. Is it going to be okay? As buyer's not moving here for a few weeks, it's going to be fine. Sellers, they're already out. I know that there's some, but in this situation, we got the wire before I started. But having my phone going off a little bit, trying to figure out, is that a text? Is that an email? Is my assistant terrible while I'm not here, which she's wonderful at doing that part of it?
I imagine if it's a real emergency, they would be like,
She'd be knocking on the door, right?
yeah,
In a
they
very
would be
nice,
holding a sign up like,
in a very
stop.
So I tell agents, the emergency part, like, not everything, there are emergencies in real estate transactions. I get it. But, at 2:00 in the morning, we're not going to solve the problem. Escrow's not even open. Like, the banks aren't open. Like, sleep on it. Like you said, Elizabeth, you just need to sleep on it and see. Yeah, it might just work itself out,
That's how I feel about even at 9 o'clock at night. I've had agents yell at me because I'm not like, we can't solve the problem right now.
Yeah.
We can solve the problem at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning if you want to. But
then I tell them, I'm like, so if the water heater's blown up, don't call me. Because some agents are just like, I call my broker and find out what to do. Like, I don't have anything to do with that. The house is on fire.
Put your hat on.
Don't call me. Call 911, right?
right.
Just
So you're like the doctor's office.
Like,
This is an medical emergency. You should have that on your voicemail. If the house is on fire, call 911. Plumber.
It's off 15. We need to talk to you.
Yeah. If you need it for all this, then we need to talk.
But it is, I think, especially when I was newer, even up until 10 years in the business, there would be something that happened that I hadn't had experience with before. And you're not allowed to talk to, you have to keep things confidential in real estate. So it's not like I can go out on social media and go, how would you solve this? Or even my husband, I don't tell him things that are going on. So the broker is the person you can call. So sometimes you kind of know what you're going to do, but you're not 100% sure. And you just want to make sure you're not making, especially a rule follower, you want that. Just validation sometimes. But again, 9 o'clock at night, maybe I don't need validation, but I probably am going to lose sleep over it. That new.
Oh, good grief.
Totally.
You have any other questions? Because she's amazing.
No, this has been great.
Thank
It's
you.
nice to actually get to sit down and chat with you rather than, fiascos. I'm not telling you to talk.
You as well. Yeah, it's been fun.
Okay, I'm going to go.
Okay, bye.
I have 2 people I need to go grab to come say hi to each one of you. So,
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, so long start well.
I'll see you
Can you
later.
push the red button?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, that's not the red button.
Did you see the red that was on this?
Yes,
That's
you
what-
that was sort of clever.
That's why-
But I was like, that's the red button.
Let me go grab this.
We can't make it fun.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Maybe it'll be better this time.
Or maybe it'll still be awkward. This is how, Elizabeth, with awkward conversation state.